Welcome to Coalmine, Canary, where we go through the human experience one story at a time. If you like what you are hearing, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell. As a new channel, I'm hoping to grow to 100 subscribers. Thank you again for joining me in the coal mine. Now, let's get into our first video. AITA for threatening to call the cops on my sister, and BIL for drunk driving. Recently, my sister, her husband, BIL, and their kids, as well as my husband, my kids, and I went out to a restaurant for a family dinner. We do this about twice a month. BIL ended up drinking quite a bit. He does this usually, and it always makes me nervous. My sister always said it was fine since they live so close to the restaurant. He, as usual, insisted on driving them all home. My sister, who hadn't had anything to drink, wasn't given the keys by Bill when she asked. I was concerned for their safety, not to mention the safety of others on the road, told them I'd call the police if he tried to drive under the influence. This led to BIL becoming verbally abusive, calling me all sorts of names in front of the children. Despite this, I wouldn't back down. I felt I held my tongue too many times and had a bad feeling this night. He eventually relented and handed the keys over to my sister. Now, my sister is upset with me. She thinks I overreacted because they only live a few minutes away from the restaurant. She believes that because the drive is so short, the risk was minimal. I, however, disagree. Drunk driving is dangerous, no matter the distance. And it's not just about their safety, but also about the safety of others. It was a tough situation to be in, but I felt like I had to stand my ground and prioritize what I saw as the right thing to do. AITA here for making such a threat to ensure my BL wouldn't drive drunk, or was I justified in my actions given the potential danger involved? Your actions were completely justified. Drunk driving is a serious issue, and it's important to intervene when you see someone putting themselves and others at risk. Your sister might not realize the gravity of the situation because they live close to the restaurant, but accidents can happen anywhere, even on short drives. It's unfortunate that your Bill reacted in such a hostile manner, but you did the right thing by standing your ground. Hopefully this incident serves as a wake-up call for him to reconsider his behavior. You are the biggest green flag for stepping up. Let your sister have her time to pout, but deep down she knows you were right. As for BIL, he seems to be a small and insecure man. You standing up to him for what is right shouldn't have upset him so much. I think he knows he has a problem with drinking, and he knows he shouldn't be driving. You stuck to your guns, and you helped get everyone home safe that night, at least. Update. It has been about 3 weeks since going to the restaurant with my sister's family, and we haven't been back despite inviting them out. My sister has become very distant, not returning texts as quickly as usual, and ending phone calls quickly. I am starting to feel I overstepped, and she is truly mad at me. I don't regret what I did, but there is now a noticeable strain in our relationship. My kids are asking when they will see their cousins again, and I truly don't know. I have been thinking about past events with my BIL, and do see a pattern. He simply does not know when to say when. Sometimes he is visibly drunk, other times he seems normal even though he drinks large amounts of alcohol. They have been together so long, I kind of got used to it. I don't know why I was so worried that night, I just felt something was off. I am thinking of apologizing just to get back into my sister's good graces, but I can't promise I won't say something in the future. I miss my sister and my kids miss their cousins. Update 2. I'm so distraught. I called my sister yesterday and the call was not at all what I expected. I could tell by her voice she had been crying. As it turns out, the night before BIL was in an accident, he had been drinking and driving and slammed into a truck on his way home from a bar where he was with friends. He has a broken arm and nose from the airbag. My sister was crying, telling me I was right and she was sorry for being so rude to me. She told me she knew for a while that he had a problem, but every time she brought it up, he would get defensive and mean. My sister said he never hurt her, but would yell that it was him blowing off steam and she needed to back off. I asked if anyone else injured. She told me the driver hurt his neck pretty bad, but BIL had the most injuries. BIL was hit with a DUI and will have to go to court for it. I didn't know this, but this is actually his second DUI and she doesn't know what will happen. My sister was afraid to call me because she thought I'd tell her I told her so, and she was stupid for not listening. I would never say those things in a situation this serious. I'm so glad that injuries were not fatal and hope this is a real wake-up call to my BL and sister. This is such a heartbreaking situation, and my heart goes out to you and your family. It's a relief that no one was seriously injured in the accident, but it's still a stark reminder of the consequences of drinking and driving. Your sister must be going through a whirlwind of emotions right now, and it's understandable why she was hesitant to reach out. It's important for her to know that you're there to support her without judgment. It's also crucial for your Bill to seek help for his alcohol problem, especially with this being his second DUI. I hope this serves as a wake-up call for him to make positive changes in his life. Stay strong and know that you have a community here to support you through this difficult time. Final update. Thank you for all the understanding responses. The family is really shaken up by Bill's accident. He had his day in court because the other driver was injured. He was sentenced to 11 months in prison and a $60,000 fine. We don't know how to handle things right now because my sister only works part-time and Billa was the main source of income. Unfortunately, we don't have the space for my sister and kids in our home and have been talking about them moving in with our parents. This really is hitting us all hard as we scramble to get things together before her savings runs out. We're just lost. I am so angry that BIL was so arrogant to keep driving drunk. He is reckless and had the gall to get defensive when someone warned him about the dangers. OP's sister is not innocent either. How many times has her husband driven drunk with the children? That's willfully negligent. I'm happy that no one lost their life and he finally got a punishment. Hopefully he'll end his time sober. More problem in-laws. Should I say problem for the in-laws? Should I tell my SIL about my brother's affair baby? I'm 24M, in a bit of a tough spot here and could really use some advice. Recently I found out that my brother, 28M, is expecting a baby with his affair partner. To make matters worse, he's still married to my sister-in-law, SIL 26F, and she has absolutely no idea about the affair or the impending arrival of this baby. A little history, my brother has always been my hero. We've been thick as thieves since I was born. SIL and I went to school together in high school, and I introduced them. They've been married for 3 years and have no kids. My brother always said he wanted to enjoy his 20s, and SIL is in no hurry either. I had no clue about AF until he came to me a week ago saying he messed up. He told me he was on the apps and they hooked up a few times over the last 5 months. It is nothing serious and he wants to be with SIL. He said he was stupid and didn't mean for this to happen. His AF says she is 2 months pregnant and keeping the baby. She doesn't know he's married. He doesn't know what to do. He's asking me for help, but I don't know what to do either. I'm torn about whether or not I should tell my SIL. On one hand, I feel like she has a right to know the truth about her husband's infidelity and the child he's expecting with another woman. I've known her for so long, we're friends, I introduced them. It just feels wrong to keep such a massive secret from her, especially when it could have significant implications for her future. But on the other hand, I'm worried about the potential fallout if I do decide to tell her. It could destroy their marriage and irreparably damage their family dynamic. I don't want to be the one responsible for causing that kind of pain and upheaval in their lives. Plus, it's my brother, I can't betray him either. I know there's no easy answer here, but I could really use some perspective. Have any of you been in a similar situation? What did you do and how did it turn out? Should I tell my SEL? Or should I stay out of it and let my brother deal with the consequences on his own? Thanks in advance for your help. Here are some thoughts. This is such a heartbreaking situation, and my heart goes out to you for being caught in the middle of it. It's clear that you're struggling with conflicting loyalties to both your brother and your SIL. While it's understandable that you want to protect your brother and avoid causing pain to your family, it's also important to consider the impact of keeping such a significant secret from your SIL. She deserves to know the truth about her husband's infidelity, especially if it could have implications for her future and well-being. That being said, it's a complex issue with no easy solution. Perhaps you could encourage your brother to come clean to your SIL himself and offer your support in navigating the aftermath. Ultimately, the decision is yours to make, but I urge you to consider the potential consequences of your actions and prioritize honesty and integrity. Comment 2. I can't imagine how difficult it must be to find yourself in this situation. It's clear that you're torn between loyalty to your brother and your sense of responsibility towards your SIL. While I understand your concerns about the potential fallout of telling your SIL, I believe that honesty is paramount in situations like these. Your SIL has a right to know the truth about her husband's infidelity and the impending arrival of a child from his affair. Keeping such a significant secret from her could ultimately do more harm than good in the long run. That being said, it's important to approach the situation with empathy and sensitivity. considering the emotions and implications involved for all parties. Perhaps you could encourage your brother to come clean to your SIL himself with your support. Ultimately, it's a tough decision to make, but I believe that doing what's right is more important than protecting your brother from the consequences of his actions. This may be a controversial response, but I think OP should keep his mouth shut. Although this situation involves people he cares about, it's not his problem. Telling isn't going to change that there is a baby on the way or erase past encounters. He should instead urge his brother to tell the truth. It's his information to tell. As for Silo, I think he should be prepared to back or lose her as a friend, because if she is smart, he has already lost her as family. Update. I talked to my brother. I got him to agree to tell SIL. He asked for me to be there more to support her because he knows he messed up and this is his fault. We went to their place a couple of nights ago. It was so hard to hear again, but to see my SIL heartbreak in front of me made me lose respect for my brother. She yelled and screamed, asking why. My brother was quiet and mumbled IDK and sorry. He looked as pathetic as he truly is. SIL came to me to hold her and told my brother to leave. I stayed with her a few hours and let her know I'm sure the rest of the family had no idea what he was doing. He was lying to us all. She is devastated. I kept telling her it wasn't her fault and the family loved her. My brother is an idiot. After she was calm, I left. I called my brother and ripped into him before I tried to stay neutral because I love my brother, but I told him how disgusted I was and that our parents should disown him. He begged me not to tell them. I said I wouldn't, but he needed to quickly. I've been texting with my SIL the last couple of days, making sure she's alright. My brother asked about her, but I refused to tell him anything. I can't imagine how difficult it must have been to witness the pain and heartbreak of your sister-in-law. Your decision to support her during such a challenging time is incredibly commendable, and it speaks volumes about your character. It's understandable that you're feeling disappointed and disgusted by your brother's actions, and it's clear that you're holding him accountable for the pain he has caused. Your loyalty to your sister-in-law is truly admirable, and I'm sure she deeply appreciates having you by her side. It's important for your brother to take responsibility for his actions and to make amends with your sister-in-law and the rest of the family. Keep supporting your sister-in-law and offering her the love and comfort she needs during this difficult time. Comment 2. I'm so sorry to hear about the pain your sister-in-law is going through, and I commend you for being there to support her during this difficult time. It must have been incredibly challenging to witness her heartbreak and to confront your brother about his actions. Your loyalty to your sister-in-law is truly commendable, and it's clear that you're prioritizing her well-being above all else. Your brother's behavior is unacceptable, and it's important for him to take responsibility for his actions and make amends with your sister-in-law and the rest of the family. Keep being there for your sister-in-law and offering her the love and support she needs. Your strength and compassion are awe-inspiring. Update 2. The last few weeks have been disgusting to say the least. My brother told my parents what he did. Our mother started crying, and our dad told him he was ashamed of my brother. He said a man upholds his vows and he wasn't raised to have flings. They both said how disappointed they were. There were a lot of questions about his affair partner. My brother knows so little about this woman he's having a child with. Her name is Nancy. She's 23 and a student. He didn't even know what she studied. My parents wanted to meet her since she was carrying their grandchild. My brother arranged it. We all met at a restaurant. She seemed so happy to meet us. She talked about how excited she was for the baby and all her plans she was making that included my brother. She seemed sweet, but also naive. Then we told her about SIL, and she looked as though someone slapped her. She admitted that things with my brother were casual, but she didn't know he was married. She was clearly caught off guard. My brother ruined two people's plans. She excused herself and left saying she needed time to think. We told her she didn't have to go, and we didn't blame her. We wanted to be part of the baby's life. She whispered, okay, and left. As for Silo, I visit her a few times a week and keep messaging her. She has been going back and forth about divorce. At one point, she said she would raise the baby as her own, then she burst into tears. I don't say much, I just let her talk. She finally told her family about what happened, and they've thanked me for being there for her the past weeks. They hate my brother now, sometimes I do too. Her parents and ours got together a few days ago to have a chat. I wasn't there, but my mother told me it was civil, and both sides wanted what's best for CL. My brother messages me saying he needs someone on his side right now. I guess he does. He knows he messed up, but it's hard to validate his hurt when he caused it and brought all of us into it. This is such a heartbreaking situation, and my heart goes out to everyone involved. It's clear that your brother's actions have had profound and devastating consequences for both your sister-in-law and Nancy. It's commendable that your parents expressed their disappointment and stood by their values, despite the difficult circumstances. Your sister-in-law must be going through an incredibly difficult time, and it's wonderful that you've been there to support her through it all. The decision to pursue a divorce is never easy, especially with a child on the way, but ultimately, your sister-in-law deserves to prioritize her own happiness and well-being. It's encouraging to hear that both families are coming together to support her and find a resolution. As for your brother, it's understandable that he's seeking support, but it's important for him to fully grasp the consequences of his actions and take responsibility for the pain he's caused. It's a challenging situation for everyone involved, and I hope your family finds healing and closure in the days ahead. OP's brother needs someone on his side? Seriously? He needs to look in the mirror because he's all he's got in this situation. He may know he messed up, but he doesn't seem to get his shunning as a consequence of his cheating actions. OP is a dynamite BIL and friend. He loves his brother, I'm sure, but him being there for his SIL gets all the love. I believe his father when he said the actions of his brother is not how he was raised. OP shows a strong moral compass, and as for OP's brother's affair partner, my heart goes out. She was probably excited thinking things were going to become official, but instead learned she's a side piece. I'm glad the family reached out to her and let her know she is not the problem. Everyone in this family seems awesome, except the brother. Let's see how things go with this final update. Final update. It's been a long year. First, thank you to all thoughtful responses. Things with my family are a new normal. My brother and SIL went through ups and downs. They both wanted things to work. They went to private and couples counseling for months, but in the end, it didn't work. We all understand, but I am glad to say for my SIL, she'll always be my sister. She came out the other end smelling like roses. She moved states and started college studying art. She'd always been a wonderful painter, but she put it aside after marriage. We still text at least once a week. I'm very proud and happy for her. My brother is still grieving the divorce, but understands he has literally no one to blame but himself and doesn't ask for sympathy. He wouldn't have gotten it anyway. Nancy had the baby, a bouncing baby boy, and I could not be more of a proud uncle. She and my brother share custody of him. After she found out about my brother's marriage, she cut contact, but about a month before my nephew was born, she reached out. My parents love being grandparents and are hinting to me to find someone special, LOL. My brother has stepped up and is looking like a pretty good dad. It's heartening to hear that despite the challenges your family has faced, there's a sense of acceptance and growth. Your sister-in-law's resilience and determination to pursue her passion for art are truly inspiring. It's wonderful that you've been able to maintain a strong connection with her and support her journey. And it's great to hear that your brother is stepping up and embracing his role as a father. Parenthood has a way of bringing out the best in people, and it sounds like he's really rising to the occasion. Wishing you and your family continued strength and happiness as you move forward. The last story is a case of when following the rules causes you more work. Petty revenge, exact change only. Lesson learned the hard way. So I stopped by my local convenience store to grab a few snacks. My total was $6.82. And as luck would have it, I only had a 10 on me. No big deal, right? I hand over the bill and expect to get some change back. The cashier says nothing and taps on the window to a sign reading, "Sorry, exact change only." Something about the tapping and not verbally stating the fact annoyed me. I might have been tired from a long day at work and a bit hangry because normally I would get it. Times are tough and coins are in short supply, but come on. It's not like I'm trying to pay with a sack of pennies. I tried to reason with the cashier and say round to the nearest dollar. I could lose 18 cents. He says no, and something about that his till would be over. Fine, I think. If that's how it's going to be, then so be it. I started digging through my pockets. I found a few coins and lint. Suddenly, I remember I had my kid's piggy bank, basically the sack of pennies I wanted to avoid, in my car. I was taking it Coinstar to get some bills for him, but I figured I could replace the few dollars later. I don't know if you are aware of how a 6-year-old gets money, but let's just say it usually involves a couch cushion shakedown. So again, coins and lint, but they add up. I walk back into the store directly to the counter, pull the plug out the bank, and let the coins fall where they may. The clerk looked at the coins, then me, then the coins, and finally when I said, "I believe this is enough, you better count to be sure." Sure, it might have been a bit petty, but sometimes you gotta stick it to the man, even if it's just 1 penny at a time. And hey, maybe next time they'll think twice before tapping a window to explain exact change only. Thanks for watching my video. If you liked these Reddit-styled stories, click the subscribe button and make sure to hit the notification bell so you can always be alerted when a new Canary Coalmine story is uploaded. Tell me which of today's stories was your favorite, and give your advice on how you would handle these scenarios. I'll catch you in the next video.